But you have the power to choose the gratitude. You have the power to choose, are we going to be grateful or are we going to be annoyed? And I'm not saying that we don't get annoyed, and we should get annoyed, and we should get frustrated, and we should talk about it. But after we're done with the frustration, move to gratitude.
Hello, and thank you for joining our podcast, Hope to Recharge, a show that is designed to bring hope, inspiration, motivation, and some practical tips to those that are battling depression and anxiety, and to those that are supporting loved ones that are going through the journey in this difficult time of depression and anxiety. I'm here to tell you, you are not alone, and we will live beyond depression and anxiety. We will share our stories, one story at a time. In a world of mental health, together is better. I'm your host, Matana. Thank you for tuning in. Before we continue, I would like to announce our sponsor, BetterHelp.com. I myself just started with BetterHelp.com. I'm excited to start with my new therapist. It's going to be very convenient for me because I travel a lot. I also have some time in the evenings that I can work, and most therapists do not see past 8 p.m. BetterHelp.com is an online platform, over 4,000 therapists, and you can choose the one that is matching for you. It's affordable, it's accessible, it's convenient, it's secure. You can text them, you can chat with them, you can video call them, you can use your tablet, your computer, your phone. It's on the tip of your fingers. You don't have to travel anywhere. If you're remote and you're looking for a therapist, and maybe your community doesn't have someone local that is specific therapist for what you need, why not sign up on BetterHelp.com and get the therapist that fits your needs? It's also super private. You don't have to go anywhere and be seen in public if you're still struggling with stigma. So visit BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp.com/hope to recharge. They're offering our listeners 10% off on their first month. So go to BetterHelp.com/hope to recharge. Find your therapist.
Hello and welcome to Attitude of Gratitude Thursday, recording from Jerusalem. I'm leaving tomorrow morning back to the States, and this is my last recording. We finished packing and everything is set to go, and I wanted to wrap up this journey, and I kept on thinking the entire time along this journey, this visit to Israel that was a very last minute plan. We usually come for the high holidays, but the last 2 years we didn't come because my youngest is a very difficult traveler, and we didn't think that it would be an exciting trip or a nice trip with my 2-year-old, my almost 2-year-old. But some of you know and remember that about a month ago we were in Florida, ending our summer trip after our kids came back from camp. We went to Florida for a few days, and 2 days into our trip we were notified that there's going to be a hurricane. And some of you know and remember that we decided very last minute to leave Florida early and get back to New York because my kids were starting school the next week, and I didn't want to get stuck in a hurricane, and I didn't want my kids to miss the first day of school, and they were canceling flights. So within an hour's notice, I decided that we're going to drive home because we couldn't get tickets out, even though it would be like the craziest thing to drive from Florida to New York. In our wildest dreams, we would never think of doing that. But when we're under pressure, we do things that are not thought through, and we just do what's good for the family. And I said, you know what? Even if the baby will scream in the car or whatever, we have to stop along the way. Let's just get out of Florida and get to safe land. Like, I didn't want to be there at all during the hurricane. I suffered a tremendous amount during Hurricane Sandy back in the day in New York, and I really suffered with PTSD from the hurricane, and I was trying to avoid another relapse of fear and anxiety and stress. So we drove to New York, and the trip was remarkable. Absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. We stopped in Baltimore for the weekend and by my cousins, which was another bonus to the incredible short end to our vacation. And then we went back to New York after Baltimore, and the entire time when we were leaving Florida and packing up in a rush and cutting our trip short, I had a choice to either be very frustrated about it. This is our last few days of a summer together. All of our kids are back from camp, and this is so disappointing that we have to drive back to New York, and why did the storm need to come? Or I could just adopt the attitude of gratitude. And the entire family adopted the attitude of gratitude. And the entire way to Baltimore, driving down, I think it was 18 hours driving. We had a phenomenal time in the car. Phenomenal. My baby was incredibly well behaved. And the entire time we were saying, wow, we would never do this planned, but unplanned. It was amazing. And we were going through things that we were grateful for. And it just switched everything. And as we were traveling, I said, Ari, if Max, Mishael, our baby, is doing so well in the car, maybe we can actually fly to Israel. Like, we could do a 12-hour trip if Max is so good in the car. Because we kept on saying, oh my gosh, he's a toddler. He's running around. He's so difficult. How's he going to be on the plane? How's he going to be in the car to the plane? How's he going to be when we're getting to the airport and in Israel running around? But when we saw how good he was in the car from Florida to Baltimore, it just said, oh my gosh, we could do this. And we decided really last minute, I think it was a week and a half before we left to Israel now for this trip, that we were going to book tickets and just go for the high holidays. And we had I told Ari, I think this was one of our best trips ever. Ever. Our kids are older. They're fun. They do things on their own. We could go as a group. They can go alone. The cousins, the grandparents, my parents. It was just an abundance of joy and happiness. And I really believe that everything started with that moment of gratitude in Florida. Instead of being disappointed, we changed it into gratitude. And gratitude led to one thing or another, positive thoughts, positive energy, positive, just an abundance. And I really believe because we booked it on a high, on an extreme excitement, that it's going to be wonderful. It turned out to be wonderful. And this whole trip was one thing after the other, a grateful moment. And my kids completely started doing the gratitude daily practice. Every time we got into the car to go somewhere, we started playing the gratitude game. And my little Kate is very into it. And she's adorable how she shares what she's grateful for. And are we grateful for things? Are we grateful for stuff in our body? We have to choose 5 things that we're grateful for and explain, or 5 people we're grateful for, 5 places we're grateful for, 5 episodes that happened in the last week that we're grateful for. And we started this thing, and it's really exciting. And I see my kids' attitude changing a little bit. And when something doesn't work out, they're like, okay, I'm grateful for X, Y, and Z. And I told them that we go back to New York tomorrow. We're going to start the gratitude game at dinner time, and we're going to incorporate it that every day we'll wrap up the day with a gratitude game for a few minutes, going around the table. And I'm telling you, my kids' energy changed. It's just, even when frustrating things happen, it happens all the time. I had a lot of things that were frustrating in this trip, just silly little things. And when you come from a moment of gratitude, from a place of gratitude, from being aware that you have the power to choose the gratitude, you have the power to choose, are we going to be grateful, or are we going to be annoyed? And I'm not saying that we don't get annoyed, and we should get annoyed, and we should get frustrated, and we should talk about it. But after we're done with the frustration, move to gratitude and wrap up the frustration with a moment of gratitude. This way the frustration gets minimized and the gratitude takes over our feelings in the body. And research shows that when we're grateful, people that practice gratitude daily show that they lead healthier lives, longer lives, more successful lives, and there's so many positive things, healthier mind, body, guaranteed when it comes to people. When the research shows that it's just when you put it into practice and it becomes part of your life increases with so much good. And we spoke about this a lot, but I'm going to say this over and over and over and over and over, so people can get used to it and tap into it, even when it's hard, because life can get so hard. But bring the gratitude into it. We have the ability to change things in our mindset. And I'm going to talk about mindset hopefully next week, because I love the book Mindset, and I want to talk about it next episode when it's Attitude of Gratitude Thursday, and how we have the choice of mindset and what does that mean. But I'm going to leave that to the next episode. But in the meantime, guys, Tap into your gratitude, invite it into your life, make it a daily practice, invite it for your surroundings, your friends, your families, your colleagues, your employees, whoever you're with, the checkout lady at any counter, the person that's helping you, whatever it is. Show the abundance of gratitude and let it shine off of you. Thank you for joining me here today. Thank you for joining me on my journey to Israel. A lot happened here, and I'm going to do a private episode of me solo talking about my experiences here with mental health and things that came up from the past. I'm going to bring it up hopefully in the next few weeks. I'm going to be coming back. Also, I'm doing I think once a month or once in 6 weeks, I'm going to do my own podcast, not only on Attitude of Gratitude, but on Tuesdays, I'm going to do my own solo podcast that I can share more about my journey of recovery. I've been asked to share a lot more. I'm trying to go into deeper detail about how I recovered and what made me recover and the different elements of recovery, and more in detail that maybe people can try it on their life. But remember, every journey is different and every journey takes a different cocktail of healing. But when we share our story, we inspire others to seek for help, to try to work harder, to different ideas, things that we wouldn't even think about before can pop into our mind when we hear others' journeys. So I'm going to try to share more of my journey in the next few weeks, and I'm going to try to do it every 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, I'm going to try to do a solo episode about my healing journey. Thank you for joining me here on Attitude of Gratitude. And remember, if you got to the end of the episode, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do the world a favor, do your family a favor. Write down 3 things you're grateful for right this second, even if your life feels miserable now. Find 3 things you can be grateful for. I promise you can find. See you next time. Join us on our community. Hope to Recharge on Facebook. Join us on our website. Join me on Instagram, Facebook. You can email me. I've been getting a lot of emails lately. A lot of emails. If I haven't responded, I will respond. It takes me time, but I will respond slowly. And forgive me if I didn't see your email, send it again. But I really get a lot of emails, so it just gets a little bit overwhelming. But I appreciate your writing us and sharing your ideas. I grow so much from you, all of you, really all of you, from all my listeners. So thank you. I really can't express enough how much I appreciate you joining me on this journey. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, evening, night, sleep, whatever you're about to do now. And remember, it's all about the attitude of gratitude. Bye till next time.
Thank you for joining us and taking the time to listen. I really appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button so you can hear further episodes. If you are listening to us on iTunes, please leave feedback and ratings below. Let us know if there's any topic that you would like to hear from us in the future. Bye till next time.